Hey guys, Mr. Riley. I'm going to do a quick video today on OBS Studio and XSplit VCam and how you can use them to stream or record lesson plans for virtual learning. Now, I'm going to assume that you've already installed both of these. I'll put links down in the description below for you to go download them and install them. A quick caveat to go with that is OBS project is open source. You do not have to pay for it. You just click on the operating system that you need, you install it and run it. For XSplit VCam, you will have to register in order to use it, and it is $20 for a lifetime subscription to the software. That includes any future updates. I highly recommend it. 20 bucks, right? I believe right now that's like 80% off the lifetime subscription, so it's 100% worth it. VCam is super awesome, and I'll give you the link to download that. But let's get into it. You've installed it, you've registered. When you open VCam, it's going to ask you, what device you want to use. If you only have one webcam, it'll almost always just select it for you. The cool thing about VCam is you can throw a background on, any background you want. So that's my messy office in the background. But if I don't want that displayed, I can either blur it, a little bit blurry, kind of blurry, or I can jump over to the USS Enterprise for my Trekkie fans out there. That is the I forget what it's called, the command deck or whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm a Star Wars fan. So but what I like to do is remove it and make the background transparent. So if you click remove, everything behind you is going to fade away, which is perfect for recording lesson plans. Once you've done that, we're just going to minimize it, open up our OBS Studio. This is what it looks like. We're going to click on scene, whatever this is down here. If there's any sources to begin with, you're just going to hit the minus button until they're all gone, and we are going to start adding our own. And our first thing we're going to add is the video capture device, and we can rename it. I just leave it. Go to device, drop down, choose VCam, hit OK, and you'll notice I can make this as big or as small as I want. I'm gonna make it kind of small because I haven't shaved and haven't been able to get my hair cut since the coronavirus outbreak, so I'm a little bit worse for wear right now. After we've done that, what you want to do is open up whatever you are going to be using as your backdrop for the lesson. So if it's in Google Drive, go to your Google Drive, open up the slide deck of whatever you're teaching. If it's a Word document, open it up. Just make sure it's open. If it's not open, it's not going to grab it right away. It's going to be hard to find for like a novice Windows user or Mac user. So just open it up. We'll just use this website as our template for teaching today. Go back to OBS. We're going to add another source with the plus button down there, and I'm going to go to window capture, right below video capture device. I can rename it if I want to. I'll just leave it. Now, it immediately picked up the browser because it was the last thing that I opened, which is great. So we've got our backdrop, we've got our webcam, but we are hidden by our backdrop. So what you need to do is take your video capture device and drag it above the window. All right, now we're good to go. So this is what we're going to look like as we're teaching our lesson. I'm going to be down here in the corner. Anything that I do in this window in the background is going to stay behind me. I can click on it. If I have a touchscreen laptop, I can draw on it. I can do whatever I want, and it's going to show up behind me. Before we get recording, though, we need to make sure our settings give us the right output to upload to YouTube or Google Drive, so our students can see them on phones, they can see them on a laptop, whatever they're using. The first thing I would check is your recording path. The default's going to be somewhere in My Documents. If you want to make a folder on your desktop to drop these videos into, just create the folder before you do this, then browse to it and select it. Make sure your recording quality is high quality, medium file size. That's going to be a good image, but not so huge that it's going to take you 10 years to upload and 10 years to buffer if they're using slower internet. For the recording format, I think the default is FLV. change it to MP4. It's just easier to upload. It's more universal on different websites. It's easier for different devices. And for the encoder, it should be X264. Just leave it on that. It'll use your CPU to encode instead of your GPU. So the only other things you need to double check are your video base canvas is going to be whatever your browser is. So or your monitor. Mine is 1080p, so it's 1920 by 1080, which you can leave that. Don't even touch the canvas. But your output, I would scale it down to 720. Unless you really need some 1080p videos, maybe you're an art teacher and you really want to show every detail, then leave it at 1080p. But if not, you know, if you're teaching math or science, one of the cool subjects like those, just put it at 720. Leave the downscale filter, and you can leave the FPS at whatever it states. It's probably 29.97 or 30. Either one is fine. Hit OK, and you're ready to record. Just hit start recording, start your lesson. When you're done, you can use Windows Movie Maker to trim out parts where you get some ums and uhs and, you know, whatever. If you're really worried about what you're looking like on the internet to your students who laugh at you every day anyways. So I don't know. I started using this a while back for video gaming, and now I have the opportunity as an educator to use it to help my students get a more enriching learning experience during this virtual learning. I think that it creates a better connection with them. It keeps that relationship strong that you've built with them. And sometimes they just need to hear your voice teaching them these subjects, you know. And I think it's a really great tool. It doesn't really cost you anything. You don't have to use VCam if you don't want to. You can just go ahead and throw your regular webcam down there. It's just going to have your background behind it. But this is a great tool for right now. It's going to be a great tool for later when you want to create content for if you have a student who's going to be out for a long period of time, if you're doing sub plans, if you have snow days, virtual makeup days during winter. It's just a really, really, really great program to get fluent with and be able to use. So I hope this video helped you. If you liked it, just hit like. If you want to subscribe, I'll be making more videos for things like this. As well as all my lesson plans. You'll have access to those too. So I hope this helped you, and I hope your virtual learning experience is super fulfilling, and I wish all the success to you and your students. Thanks.